This is for B2B founders, business owners who are looking to scale, grow their business and not get left behind in this fast-paced world of technology. Is really just growing day by day. Okay, so welcome once again. So this is episode 1 of the Future Proof podcast. We're happy to have you here. And essentially, this is for B2B founders, business owners who are looking to scale, grow their business and not get left behind in this fast-paced world of, where technology is really just growing day by day. And, we're very heavily involved in AI and helping businesses with lead generation and AI enhanced marketing. So we want to make sure that we take you along with us. We update you on a weekly, bi-weekly basis. So we are Scaling Edge. This is the Future Proof podcast and we're looking forward to it. So first, I want to introduce my co-host, starting with John.
Here's Michael. Yeah, so Jonathan Graham. I'm CTO here at Scaling Edge. I've got pretty decent background in workforce technology, designing solutions using technology and delivering them out to the private and public healthcare markets and education markets.
Legend. And he's an Everton fan as well. I just got a let everyone know. Yes, Javen.
Yes, my name is Javen Palmer, background in marketing, mainly with coaches and consultants. And really the big thing now is like just implementing AI with marketing. So that's kind of where I see the future going. And I think that, a lot of businesses will benefit from learning how to intertwine the two.
There we go. And I'm just pretty much like the same story, co-founder of Scaling Edge with Javen too. And marketing is my big thing, but I think we started getting into AI heavily as well in the last year and said we have to merge it. So I'm going to start every segment with just with a question. So my question is going to be, what's your guess on the next big AI feature that's coming or something that you want to come? An AI feature, tool, something that's you either believe is coming, but it's not out yet, or it's going to come. I'll start with you, Jav.
I think there's going to be obviously everyone's seeing the explosion of VO3 with Google. I think that's going to continue to get better. I think right now you can only export 5 seconds or 10 seconds at a time. I think it's going to get to the point where you can do 5 minutes and then you can start to piece together longer scenes of movies. So that's going to improve for everyone else to use. Because there's some systems right now that people are using in VFX and stuff like that. You look at our clients, Amici. But
just explain what's VO3 for anyone who doesn't know VO3.
I don't like to explain it.
You use it to explain it.
AI video. It makes AI videos.
Yeah, exactly.
To put it in simple terms. So I think that's probably what I think is going to expand over the next couple of, I think sooner rather than later.
That's a big one. Yeah, I believe that as well. John, what do you think is the next big thing?
Whether it's a big thing or whether I'm just throwing out a golden idea.
Wait, hold on. If it's gold, you might know.
So anything I say is owned by me and my brain, so you're not allowed to steal it. So I've got 2 young children. My youngest is 6. And
you look like you're trying to remember that, mate.
My oldest is 6. So 6 and 3, right? And one thing that I find interesting is the way children's education is going to change and change and change. The education system, whether you like it or not, is going to have to change with it. And they're at the very start of their schooling and 14 years of school. So to answer your question, I'm thinking more like AI tutoring. So personalized AI tutors. We already use ChatGPT in work or Claude, whatever, to learn how to do something, right? We ask it a question, it teaches us. Well, how do we use that to structure and educate children for the future and how they could use it? So personally, I would have loved ChatGPT when I was at school because I sucked at math, right? I could have used that and it could have taught me. And so, I think that's quite interesting, whether we're going to be able to use AI, video-generated avatars to teach you through a structured way of learning, instead of it just being a very direct way saying, right, you've got to learn it this way. The AI will understand who you are, learn how you learn, and then create content to teach you based on your personality.
That's powerful. You know what? I'm going to put it inside the comments, but I actually watched a podcast episode a couple of weeks ago, and it was by a singer called Khalees, right? She moved to Africa and she brought her family with her, and she actually gets her kids are homeschooled by AI. So I actually think there is a tool out there for that. I'm going to get the name. She did mention a name from that, but I think that's a big one, to be honest with you. Me, I can't get super specific, but I think something to do with voice because I think before like OpenAI released that ChatGPT and everything, I was really big on Siri. I thought Siri was a serious idea. So whenever I'm in a car, and you're driving and it's dangerous, like you can just ask it little things. And I think that that's gonna get to a point where you can just use your voice to do anything, like, and you just take away having. Because I was even reading something yesterday about screen time, like the average human spends like 11 hours a day on a screen. And if you think about it, it's true because you're going from your phone to your laptop to do you know what I mean? So to your TV. So if we're able to use voice to say, okay, look, go make this document for me or go send this email and go do this, which a lot of that stuff already exists, but I think that's going to become like a real big thing. So some good ideas there. Now we're going to get into the main theme of today and I'll open the floor to anyone. Okay. So just start off with, I want to empower founders in different ways to use AI. I believe a lot of founders are just asking ChatGPT, how to cook food, make dinner and stuff like that. Whereas there's such a powerful world out there. So let's talk about productivity and how you just get more done, or efficiency rather, and how you get more done for less with AI, at the moment, and what your tool suite is. I think I asked Jav first with the last one. So I'll throw it at you, John. What does your week look like, when in regards to like using AI to be productive and get an edge?
Yeah. So I've recently moved to using Claude more than ChatGPT, not for any particular reason other than I think it's interface a bit more. I still use ChatGPT for some things, but the reason you started using Claude was when they brought out their MCP service, which is Model Context Protocol. And it's basically a way for you to use AI to access a bunch of tools that you don't have to code up, and then it can bring you back answers. So, for example, you can use it to organize files on your laptop, for example, or surface information from within those files. The way I've got it configured now is linked in with a platform called Zapier, which is a no-code platform which lets you link in with multiple tools to do certain tasks and build automations out. Now, the difference between going direct to Zapier and building that automation is that takes time. You have to learn how to use API suites and all that fun stuff. Whereas the MCP stuff by Claude lets you plug it in, do a little bit of configuration up front, and then I can have it run my day as a sort of personal assistant. So if I've got meetings coming up, I can use it to research who I'm meeting with. If I have emails come in, I can have it organize my emails based on stuff people are selling me, junk mail, anything that is important that I need to respond to. And basically treat it as my PA, so I'm not having to dip in and out of these sort of different applications as the day goes on. So it probably saves me best part of an hour each day, which obviously adds up.
Now that's powerful, and I know you showed us that as well when you first was moving over and some of the stuff it does. Just take me through the use case of it. Do you use it inside a browser or do you just download it to your desktop? How do you use it?
Yeah, so to set it up, you use a desktop version. So you download it onto your desktop. I think to configure the first version of it, maybe it took me about 7 minutes. It's very simple. You just follow step by step. Loads of people have done it before. It's not a new thing. It's just something I've started using more and more. And then if you want to add more servers to it, you just find the server you want, follow the instructions to set it up. And the convenient thing is if you get stuck, you can ask Claude how to get past what you've got stuck.
So give me like an example use case. Yeah, I know you did give a few, but let's say I'm a founder of a finance business. Maybe I'm into like lending or I'm a broker. Just to say I'm a busy person. I send a lot of emails. I'm on the phone a lot, going back and forth towards work. What would you say, just one thing that Claude will help me to do in a practical sense?
All right. So let's say you've got a week full of meetings. You can help it plan your week. So you can say, right, what does my day look like tomorrow? Break it down by internal meetings, external meetings. If I have got external meetings, give me an overview of who I'm meeting with, where they work, and a brief background on what they do. If you've got that plugged into the right servers, you could, for example, pull their information in from LinkedIn and go, right, I'm meeting with Jav tomorrow. Jav's a co-founder of Scaling Edge, background in marketing, a little bit of a bio like that.
So you're saying that, sorry, I'll let you go on.
Can you connect with Claude
to your calendar?
I would like to start doing that. That's what I'm asking.
Via Zapier, yeah. So you put the Zapier MCP into Claude, and then all the Zapier tools that are native to it, you can start using.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna have to show me how you do that, bro.
We build all our workflows in Make or Zapier or NAN, for example, and we sit there and we plug it all in and get it running. with this, it cuts out having to log into Zapier and plug it all in, do all the thing out.
That's it. Yeah. Okay.
Not all our workflows, by the way, as well. Just to, just a caveat. We've got some advanced ones that are a bit more, but yeah, no, definitely, we're here to give the gems, man. So that's proper. I was actually going to ask if it connects to your calendar, but I guess that's a silly question now. So it definitely connects to your calendar.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, cool. So there you go. There you have it. That's super powerful. All right, Jav, I'm going to hand it over to you then, man. What AI tools have you been using or have used the most recently to stay?
I would say there's two. I've been using one called Auphonic, which is basically to edit the audio. So whenever we produce content, stuff like that, you put it in Auphonic and it becomes a music engineer and it could make your voice sound magic. So especially something like this, recording a podcast, like
exactly, yeah.
With Auphonic, it will spit it back out to you, fully edited, everyone's voice level, so it sounds nice in the headphones. Really, really powerful software, and you get 2 hours for free. And this kind of goes in line with what we tell a lot of founders, right? Make content. You should be making long form content for your business, short form content. A lot of people worry about, the audio don't sound good or the lighting ain't good. Stuff like that is quite powerful. And then I have been using Claude as well after John showed us how he done it. And basically I used it to clean up my downloads folder because my downloads folder was looking crazy. And I just said to Claude, please clean up my download folder and everything's in like organized. They put everything in a folder, separated it by like images, audio, marketing material, contracts, and it just did it for me. Just did it all for me. So downloads folder.
Let me not do it now.
Downloads folder just looks clean. So I've been messing about with that, but now John's just told me there's more things we can do. I'm about to see how I can add more stuff to it. I've been messing about with a tool called AutoCut, which is basically, it's another video editor software. But what it does, I think you can do this in CapCut as well. But what it does is it plugs into Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, and just like podcast or you do a video, it cuts out all the silences so you can edit quicker, basically. So those are probably the three that I've been messing about with.
Okay, so two of those was quite content oriented. So for example, a founder who has a business maybe they see as traditionally boring, but it's actually quite interesting because there's a lot of nuances to it, wherever they could, on their way to the office every day, record a video on their phone, just talking about one problem that their customer faces, super Gary Vee style, and just give it to either one of the employees or themselves. They can just put it into Auphonic, cleans up the audio so it doesn't sound, you don't hear buses every 2 seconds. And then, do you know what I mean? They're good. So yeah, that's powerful. And then Claude, similar to what John said, that can really help with just cleaning up. I think that's powerful. Even just cleaning up your desktop, your laptop, not having to do it yourself. That's crazy. I mean, I'll give a more of an obvious one for me. I think I've been keeping it quite simple. I need to explore a bit more, but I use a lot of ChatGPT as well. I think I've just been using the GPTs, and that's for like everyone at every stage, because some people, haven't even unlocked ChatGPT yet. So I do use a lot of the GPTs where, when you have a ChatGPT account, you can create a GPT that you just train on different things. So I've got like a lead researcher, for example, right? So similar to what John was saying, if I've got a call with someone or whatever, I'll just say, I'll just actually type in the name because it's been trained already to be a lead researcher. I'll type in the name. Maybe I'll type in a company if I have it, and it will just give me a full profile in the way and style that I like it, to basically just say, all right, this is this lead, this is that, and even how we can help them. So that's one GPT I have. I've got a prompt fixer as well. So we're creating prompts. I've got one that kind of creates prompts and so on and so forth. I've got like a sales and marketing expert one that
based on these things that you built.
Yeah. So things that I've just built through ChatGPT. So one time I'll go in there and I'll write a prompt where I'm describing how I want it to answer me or what I want it to do in these use cases. Make it and you can even use ChatGPT to build a prompt for that, right? And then you can develop on it. But I'll build a prompt of how I want it to answer me or what I want this thing to do. And then I save it and it just goes to the left-hand side of my ChatGPT. And then whenever I want to just do something for that specific type of task, like the needs researching, I'll go for it for there. So for example, if you're like in recruitment and you want to, I don't know, John, help bail me out here. What's an example for recruitment?
Custom GPT and recruitment. Let's think. So you're probably going to want some sort of BD agent. So every recruitment company is going to have to do business development at some point. They can use a custom GPT to help research companies and take trends that they know, feed that into their GPT and go, right, here's a company website. I want to do some research on them. And can you help me come up with some cold calling introductions, for example? Give me 3 questions that can help me get them interested, understand what challenges they face, and then link in industry challenges as well as the 3rd question so that I sound like an expert. So you could use it that way. You could also use it for helping you write job descriptions. So not all job descriptions are the same. You'll have different templates for different levels of seniority. So like a CEO or C-suite job spec can go into one GPT, and then like a mid-management one can go into another. And you can have custom GPTs write templated, tailored job specs based on the role you're hiring for. So you're not having to rewrite every single one. You give it a knowledge base, go into it and say, right, here's the details, the company, the length of contract, whether it's full-time or part-time, whatever it is, the salary, bit of an overview that I've got from the client, write me a job spec for this, and you can do that.
There you go.
Thanks for putting me on the spot.
You bailed me out. You bailed me out real good. So yeah, but there you go. Like from the simplest to the slightly more complex tool, there's a lot of things, and I want to give our listeners and viewers one challenge is to just implement one thing that we've mentioned today, and then put it in the comments. Come in and put it in the comments. Or if you've got something of value that you do differently or a question or whatever, put it in the comments, because that's going to help us help you a bit more. So there you go. There you have it. And another thing I just wanted to add is that how you can think of automations is like what you mentioned about, the job description writer, for example, John. You can create an automation that does that automatically based on you moving someone along a pipeline, or you putting in typing a message into Slack and so on and so forth. So that's how like AI starts to stack on top of automations, and you build a business that is future proof, as we say. So cool. I think it's been really insightful so far. I've got a big topic to bring, always got to bring the news and updates. So I want to do that every episode. So who's heard about the Meta, actually, Mark Zuckerberg? So he's been on a rampage. I think they've spent about $1 billion so far. And he's basically just on a rampage of acquiring the best people in AI, the best developers, even stealing them from other companies like Apple. I think he got somebody from Microsoft as well. And yeah, they're actually set to spend around $1 billion per year on AI talent recruitment. And yeah, they've been giving out some insane salaries. And they're basically just building a super team to build their super intelligence labs, right? So essentially, they're trying to build a super intelligence labs. They're trying to race to get to the next level of AI, which is AGI. And yeah, what do you think of that in terms of Meta, and what are they up to? Why do you think they're so invested? I'll let anyone jump in.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because they just had the Meta advertising mastermind in the States. And one of the big things is that they want to get the whole advertising thing to the point where you don't even have to create creative anymore. You don't have to do any targeting anymore. You just have to tell Facebook ads or Meta ads what you want and who you want. And it's going to do the creative for you. It's going to do the targeting for you. It's going to pinpoint those people based on certain things. It's all going to be run by AI. So I think they're getting to the point where they just want, I don't know. I think Zuckerberg wants world domination. So I don't know. I think he just wants world domination. So I think he sees AI as the route to get to that.
Didn't Google do something similar? They'd rather pay their engineers to not work than to go and work for Apple or Meta.
Right. That's crazy. I didn't hear that.
There's obviously a finite amount of people that understand AI at that level. It's not like you can just throw out a job spec and these people grow on trees. They're specialists, right? And you want the best people, which is why they're offering silly salaries like £100 million a year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think if you're going to lead the way with it, you need the best people. I mean, NVIDIA supply the hardware to it. You need people to supply the brains to go and use it. I agree with you. I think Zuckerberg wants to take over the world. I think he's a little bit jealous that Elon Musk is already ahead of him, so he's trying to catch up.
Yeah. It's a big power play up there. Big power play happening. Like you said, I think there's Google, Microsoft heavily invested. Like you said, Elon Musk is heavily invested as well. What do you think they're trying to, with them building this, this AGI? essentially, yeah, which is like the next step in AI where it can think and move the exact same way as a human being, or even better, right? Rather than now where you like tell it what to do, kind of just comprises what information it has. What do you think they're trying to achieve apart from killer robots?
You've seen iRobot, right?
Yeah,
That's it.
that's it.
It's not a joke anymore. It's not a film anymore. It's like the robots already exist.
They're there, yeah. Elon Musk. You see
They
the
already
Elon
exist.
Musk,
You've
the
seen,
Elon Musk show.
he's got videos of his cowboy robots driving around his Teslas and then shooting and stuff. It's that world exists today. The question is whether that becomes a reality in our lives or whether it just stays as this billionaire playground. The stuff with Meta, in my opinion, has always been around. I'm going to quote films all day now. You've seen Ready Player One, where they live in that.
Yeah, I believe I
They
have.
log into this world and they live as an avatar. I have thought for a long time that that's Meta's endgame. They want to be able to plug you into a world that doesn't exist and you can be whoever you want. You can create a world that you want to live in while the real world goes to shit.
Yeah.
I think that's Meta's endgame, personally.
I think what kind of correlates with your idea is that, or with what your theory is that if you remember not too long ago, when Web3 was the big thing, they did the exact same thing and they doubled, like they went hard investing in Web3 and they kind of misjudged that one. Like the shares went down. It was a big like waste of time. They made their what's it called, the goggles or whatever it is. When you put the thing on, and that lost a lot of money. So I think, yeah, it all kind of correlates. It all kind of correlates as well. So, I mean, I won't comment on Meta because I don't want to say anything too negative, but I've watched The Social Network. I think, I think Mark Zuckerberg is a bit of a character. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, him and Elon Musk. I don't really like them too much. I don't know them, but I feel like, similar to what you guys are saying, I think the power play is a bit too much, but I mean, to link it back up and see if we can find a positive. What's the positive in all of this? With everyone, with all these big players putting in so much money into AI, what's the positive for the SME founders and the people who are just trying to, grow amazing businesses? Now, is there a positive?
It's going to help them run their businesses more efficiently, right? They're going to be quicker to market, quicker responding to customers, and speed wins in this world, right? So if you can increase your efficiency, remove all the admin stuff that human beings don't like doing but just have to do because it's part of your day-to-day job. If you can walk into work and go, right, I've got none of the shit that I have to do needs doing because I've got this automated process that does it. I can go in and be the best version of myself and do what I love doing. So from a recruitment perspective, for example, I can go in, here's my 10 hot leads that have already been researched while I've been asleep and been in the gym or whatever. These are my 10 leads to close today. I've got my intro files, I've got my research, I can call them. It's all planned in, and I can go in and I can start closing them or booking in my candidates for interviews, whatever it is. If you can give somebody that world to live in, everybody's productivity will go through the roof and people will be more engaged with the job they were hired to do because they're not having to do all the stuff that comes with it that no one likes doing.
Yeah.
So that's what these advancements are going to help get rid of this. I do not believe in getting rid of human beings. I think humans buy from humans. And if we remove a human being from the process, we've done something drastically wrong. If you can empower human beings to be better at what they do, that's where you're going to win. And that's why I think this AI arms race is going to help founders find those efficiencies.
But basically, because they're investing so much into the space, it makes so much tools, software, technology that wasn't available before available to everybody at a fraction of the cost, or just super accessible. And we allow to, if we utilize it the right way, then it's a game changer basically. So if there's nothing else to add, I think that concludes our first podcast. Not the final one, hopefully. The first podcast, right? So pilot, that's what they call it. There you go. Pilot episode. So on our next episode, we will be talking about, I see the celebration there, about what to automate in the first, in a remote team. So let's say you've got a remote team, and most teams now are, kind of remote. So, even if people work in the office, they'll have days or whatever, just so different things to help you in that specific scenario and, a bit of an introduction to the team as well. If you are a B2B founder or, you're trying to scale and grow your business, you want to, get into AI enhanced marketing, you want a consultation with us to really look at your business and see how you can transform it with AI, then please reach out. There will be a link in the description that you can just click. We also have our B2B lead generation community that we just launched as well. So you can find a link to that. It's completely free. And we'll be posting news and updates, new episodes, a lot of things that will be beneficial for you. So apart from that, if you're listening, make sure that you leave a comment on Spotify or whatever you do. Same on YouTube as well. Subscribe. And yeah, that is us for today. Peace.